Welcome to KHUR Radio, home of the Fleet DJs. I'm your host, Heavy Hustles, and I'm joined by the Swiss Army knife of the crew, Dino for real.
What's going, bro? What's good with you, man? How you doing today, bro?
Oh, man, I'm great, man. Excited tonight. We got a guest. I think we're going to learn a little something tonight.
Hey, I got some serious questions for this guest because I'm telling you, this is one of them topics, dog, that, it's kind of, iffy to some people,
Right. Well, let's get into it, bro.
All right, today's show is sponsored by T-Mobile, the Un-carrier, the leader in nationwide 5G. Beck and Master North out of Houston, Texas, where they treat every customer like family. Mysterious Entertainment Music Group, MEMG LLC, the major indie label, and the next MC to blow, ENT, be seen, be heard. We'll be right back.
It's KHUR, the vault, the cure for urban music.
My station. Hit it.
All right, our guest tonight is the real definition of a hustler. All right, first of all, she's a wife, a mother, which is a full-time job within itself. Man. But she goes a step further, all right? She's the owner of Studio 21 Salons. She's the author of Sex Magic Food, which is scheduled to release in April. And today she's here to talk about her Itso Vegan restaurant located in Grand Prairie, Texas. Please help me welcome Amiya Cleveland.
What's going on, Miss Lady? How you doing today?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you. It's been a great day.
Yes, well, man.
Great. Thank you for being with us today. We're excited about this. I know we're going to learn a lot today. I know I'm going to learn a lot because
I just don't want to take too long to get to this magic food. I'm trying to find out what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's not procrastinate. You know what I'm saying? Let's not procrastinate. No, I'm just saying.
Well, I definitely can't wait to share more. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever y'all need to know.
All right, then. Well, let's get started. You're a Texas native, am I correct?
Yes, you're definitely correct. I'm from Stop 6 in Fort Worth.
Woo, funky town.
Yeah, I'm from funky town. Yep.
All right, yeah, I had a little dealings in the funky town when I was a youngster. It was all good back then. So
yeah, it's good, but I mean, it's just old school enough, just hood enough for you to like get the real deal experience of full culture. It's cultural. That's what I'll say. Like, Stop 6 and places like it get a bad name because of like the crime and things like that. Right. But there's so much culture there. That's where the small shops and the barbecue shacks are, where you get the little, chopped beef sandwiches and the candy lady and all that is there. So, I feel blessed to have been raised there.
Man, right. She said the candy lady, dog. I ain't heard about the candy lady in a minute.
Yeah.
I had a best friend that went to Texas Westland, and I stayed with him in Funky Town for about a year and a half. I was trying to get in school, but it didn't work out. I ended up in the military, but I got some stories about Fort Worth. I got love for Fort Worth.
Yeah, that's my heart.
Well, let's go, Dino. I know you got some hot questions, and I'm just gonna feed off you.
Well,
that first one is the
I'm gonna start off slow. I'm gonna start off slow. We're gonna save the good stuff for the middle. So my first question, Amiya, is a lot of people have a lot of myths. There's a lot of myths and a lot of misconceptions and misinformation in regards to being a vegan. Mm-hmm. You obviously, like we said, you own Itso Vegan restaurant. Mm-hmm. That's one of your babies that you started. Mm-hmm. My question is this: what really is is there a difference between being a vegetarian, a vegan, and a plant-based diet?
Well, for me, the biggest thing that I'll say about being a vegan is that you focus more on making your food contain all the nutrition that you need. When you're plant-based or vegetarian, you're kind of just, you eat the foods as they come. Like you'll eat, the salads, or even a vegetarian, you'll eat a cheese pizza, but when you're vegan and you're having to actually create your cheese, create your meat. So, so for an example, in the cheese that I make, I put extra like B12 in it because we don't get a lot of that in our normal diet. So I pack it full of B12, and then there's extra protein in the chicken and also B12 and pretty much all the B and K vitamins. I also use special yeast and things like that to pack it full of minerals. So with the vegan food, it's intentionally packed with vitamins and nutrition, where the other stuff is just eat as much as you can to see if you can get it in.
I don't see how you do it. I mean, I'm not a rabbit, so I don't just eat. I need some meat. You know what I'm saying? I need some ribs. I need some chicken. You know
exactly. And see, and that is the first forefront. Like with me being from Fort Worth, I completely understand flavor. Everybody needs to have that crunch. You want to have that. And so when I started creating the vegan foods, I went based off of my palate. I had never eaten at another vegan restaurant. I hadn't even seen what, I started from my Southern Texas, Fort Worth, palate and what I ate at home. And we made nachos at home when it tastes like, we made greens at home. We made candy yams at home. We made Salisbury steak at home. The gravy. Everything is plant-based, and some of it is even gluten-free, but most definitely flavor came first. And my community, believe it or not, when I first started just posting pictures of the food I was doing online, and I had a lot of people coming in, they really helped me to hone that flavor because just because somebody's sick, like my first clients had like diabetes, stage 4 cancer patients, just to explain, whenever you go to chemotherapy, like the first day you come out, what they would explain to me is that you are extremely hungry, you want to eat, and you want stuff that's extremely packed full of flavor. You want to taste it. And the next day you're like sick, like out of it or something like that. So they really helped me to be like, okay, Amiya, this isn't working for me. Okay, I like this. Then when they started telling me that everything was delicious, that's when I knew that I was able to continue to roll it out to other people. But the community helped me get it right first. And then I started selling it to everybody.
Kind of knocks my next question out. Is being a vegan hard? That sounds like work.
It is. I mean, it is because a lot of the stuff out there, like a lot of the vegan cheeses and vegan meats that are on the shelves are not good. And a lot of places you go to try it, it's just not tasty. So I feel like I was blessed to kind of be in a struggle when I started making up these recipes. I didn't have a lot to work with in the first place. So whatever I had to make it even better was just an extra ingredient. So I'll say that the blessing with having to create vegan food is that I know how to work things down to the very bare minimum of necessity foods. I mean, the flours and the greens, and I can literally create meals out of them. And I know what nutrition is now, so it is work. It's work, but after you know how to do it, it's great because you'll never go hungry.
In my head, when I picture somebody that say vegan, I might as well go outside, grab a piece of bark off the tree and start chewing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because to me, it's not going to have no flavor to it. It's just, just get a handful of grass. You know what I'm saying? Just start chewing.
Flavor is first. I mean, if you come to Itso Vegan or try anything there, if you look at our reviews or things that people say, they literally get addicted to the flavor. Because I'm not so much of like make it pretty type of cook. It's like, does it taste good? So when people come in, they'll look and they'll be like, oh, this looks like, and then they'll eat it. They'll be like, oh my God, where's all this flavor coming from? That's because that was the first thought. And so yes, it's definitely possible to have flavorful vegan food. There's lots of recipes out there, but with Itso Vegan, I made it easy for people. But my main goal is to get people who aren't vegan like you, just to say, well, maybe, a couple times a week, I'll have a vegan plate, because that really, not only does it save a lot of animals, it helps your system as well, helps you feel better. Just, a couple meals a week. And that's what we want to do.
Okay. When you say that a couple meals a week, are you talking like, not like lunch today on Monday And then you talking about a whole day of vegan, right? Like from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, get a whole.
Well, actually, it makes a huge difference if you just do it for the last meal you eat before you go to bed, because if you eat something that's not so great, first thing when you wake up in the morning, you're just like, ugh, I feel terrible. Like, I just feel like I just need to purge, like whatever's inside of me. This is so horrible. But if you give your body a rest, just that last meal of the day, you'll start noticing your system working better. Your intestines are able to get more clear. Your colon, works better. You even start having less aches and pains because the acid is able to leave from your joints better. You just get up easier, meat can be very acidic. So just giving your body like a little break and, have your, sausage McGriddle or whatever in the morning, but, just giving your body a little break,
Mm-hmm. Like any lifestyle change, especially with health, most people think that it's expensive, and it is. It gets expensive when you start wanting to eat healthier and cleaner. With vegan, is it very expensive to go vegan? And
some people look at expense as money, and then other people look at expense as time. So it depends on what type of energy you want to use for it. Do you want to use money energy and just go and buy everything, or do you want to use time energy and make all your stuff? So when I first started, I didn't have any money, so I had to use time energy, and I put all of my, I made all my meats. I made beef, chicken, cheese, white cheese, cheddar cheese. I made everything from scratch on my own because that is the only energy that I had to use. But if you have money energy, then yes, it could be kind of expensive, to have to put that much into it, especially when the flavor isn't exactly what you want. So my suggestion is no matter how much money you have, put the work into figuring out how to make some of this stuff from scratch on your own, and then supplement with the store-bought goods, and that'll make it more affordable for you, and it'll taste better.
As Heavy said in the intro, you're a hustler. You know what I'm saying? You getting your hustle on, okay? And my hats off to you. You know what I'm saying? You're doing your thing, lady. With being a entrepreneur and multiple business owner, what are some of the, I guess you can say, obstacles or setbacks that you ran into, especially being a woman, starting your own business and, creating the business and ultimately having a successful business? What are some of those obstacles that you had to overcome?
Obstacle number one is that you have to be honest with yourself about the people that you associate with from day one. Okay. There's a lot of fooling of yourself that goes on, especially when you're a woman or you're, more into your feminine energy, or if you're just a man that doesn't like to disappoint people. You invite a lot of trouble in from the start when you knew better from the start. So it doesn't matter if it's family, it doesn't matter if it's an old friend. Do not walk into a situation with somebody that you knew from the beginning wasn't a good fit. It's not going to change in the business. It's going to be just as dysfunctional, but it's going to be worse because now there's contracts and paperwork and money involved and pride and things like that and ownership and things. So that's lesson number one. Number two is as a boss, you have to remember that you do not own anybody, and that as soon as you start behaving as if you own any one of your team members, that's when you start having things pulled on you, different trickeries and stuff like that, because they start getting jealous. You have to make sure that every one of your team members feels like they are a partner in the business. You have to empower them, not boss them. You have to inspire them. Right. And that's one thing I will say with the people. Third, you have to realize that making yourself I'll say your reputation that you have. It does not matter really what people think of you in a certain group at a certain time. In this whole journey of being an entrepreneur, I've probably had about 4 different groups of people. I started off in one clique, and then I didn't click with them, and I moved to another. Then all of a sudden you start realizing, hey, I'm not supposed to have a clique. So if you're a hustler and you're like, oh man, I don't got a group. Don't worry about that. You're not supposed to have a group. Groups rely on the strong ones. The ones that are the star power are the ones that the group rely on. So if you're your own star, you don't need a group, and don't be down because you don't have a group behind you. There's so many things, but those are things that I would say, just take that with you.
Right. And I want to make sure I clarify something. I did not mean, just for anybody that's watching this broadcast, I did not mean any disrespect when I refer to you as a hustler. Okay.
No.
You are you are a businesswoman, entrepreneur, trendsetter, the hustler part. I mean, I'm from Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that country come out of me a little bit. So I want to make sure I'll be very clear about that. I didn't intend any sort of disrespect towards you by calling you a hustler.
None taking it off. I feel like, I mean, if people really understand what hustle really is, like I've gotten so many questions about people saying, what is it like? Do people hate on you? They're in your industry. What is it like being a female chef or entrepreneur? Do people hate on you? And I'm just looking like, hustlers don't really like hate on other hustlers. You know, it's like if either you're in the game and you're really in it, or you're not. So it's like, I don't really know if people outside of the arena are like hating on me or not, you know, but hustle is all about like grinding and like, you know, standing out amongst the crowd because you're really working hard and you have no time to look left or right. You're just getting it. And before you know it, something else is popping up because you're hustling, you know, so I take that's a compliment.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Well, just to clarify some things up, I meant that as a compliment in my intro because, you know, I go by Heavy Hustles, and you just explained the reason why I go by Heavy Hustles. I'm heavy into different hustles. I don't just have one gig, and, you know, I do a couple things, and, you know, that's just a way of saying, you know, hey, I'm not only a hustle, but I'm heavy into the hustles.
Right.
You know
right.
I'm
Love it.
Trying to get it from different ways.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to ask you about your book. I know we're here talking about the restaurant, but that, like you said, that book now.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all.
Do I need to get some popcorn or something?
So let me tell you, it's about a 21-year-old virgin that uses her mother's book of love spells to put love spells over the ministers at her church. And she uses sex magic, cannabis recipes, and it's all written in the book. But the thing about it is that she's not just going out just to be like a normal hoe. She has she has a purpose, you know. And these men in the church, their wives are neglecting them. They haven't slept with them for like 1 or 2 years. And these men, they love their wives and everything, but they just need somebody to do that with so that they can stay married. But the problem is when you start getting that magic involved, sometimes things go wrong. And that's how it gets into the book. But it is erotica. I did use my husband's advice to write anything that was going on sexually with the males, to get the male perspective on how it would feel before he was cheating, to make that decision, like, what does that really feel like? And I hope that everybody who reads it get something different from it. I did a lot of studying on some sex magic. I did a lot of studying on cannabis recipes. And of course, the story is excellent, I've been told. So I'm ready for everybody. You can pre-order at sexmagicfood.com. And it's my heart, with everything else that I'm doing, but this is the thing that has really, as a hustler, you need something that is kind of, it takes you out of the normal daily grind. And this is what I poured myself into. So it's sexy. It's pretty sexy.
So my question is this. So, okay, let's talk about some of these recipes in this book. Now, you a restaurant owner, all right? And now we got some magic sex recipes in a book. The question is, what I'm saying? I mean, what you whipping up at the crib? You know what I'm saying?
Is that why they keep coming back to your restaurant?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Look. Hey, I made her blush a little bit.
It is very important to know how to season food according to who you're cooking for. So if you have a restaurant full of people who want flavor, you make sure you kick it up. But then if you're at home, and I have been married for 20 years, so when you're at home and you want to put something together, you know how to hook it up. And in Sex Magic and Food, she recreates things like chocolate covered strawberries. But the thing about it is that they go with sex positions. So with the chocolate cover recipe, there's it's a sex position called wall submission, and she has to make, strawberries. She has to do the spell and the recipes, but then she has to submit against the wall, and it's a whole description of how you're supposed to do that as well. So it's this book, Sex Magic Food, is a story with the book of love spells written into it, but part 2 is the actual book of spells, the cookbook that is coming out next. And so far, the piece that everyone's been getting, they really want this story and the cookbook as well. So I think it's something that you guys will also enjoy. I think you would enjoy learning. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like something that I definitely want to check out.
Yeah, you should. You should. It's power. I mean, people talk about like sex magic like it's something. It is kind of taboo, but I'm telling you, like everybody needs to kind of get into it. In different levels. We're more than just bodies walking around. We're electricity. We have a lot of energy, and we can use it.
Yeah, and the next time you do any research like that, please feel free to pick my brain, because I got some some bones to pick with that. What you was talking about earlier.
Yeah, for real. Like I need to do all the research I can do.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Sometimes people don't mind being guinea pigs. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what it is. I'm just saying.
All right, then. So the book's coming out. Tell us one more time when you're gonna release it and where they can pre-order.
The book's releasing April 2nd, and you can pre-order at sexmagicfood.com. You can follow me on any social media, Sex Magic Food, everywhere. And I'm so excited about it. I feel like it's going to be a favorite for everyone, and I'm just going to keep giving y'all more. Feeding that spot, for that magic.
Well, real quickly, let's plug in the hair salon. Like I say, you're a hustler, all right? You got a few bags you getting. So let's talk about Studio 21.
So with the hair salon, we have a full staff of professionals. They do everything from colors, cuts. We have a barber there, sew-ins, micro links, braids, anything that you want. We're fully staffed. Everybody there has been licensed for 10 years or more. 3 of them actually had their own salons previously. So my management style is not micromanaging. So I only hire the best people that I can trust so that they can do their thing while I continue to do mine. Anybody who is not the best does not last in my establishments, because I can't function to be me, if they're acting up, so you can pretty much trust that if you go to Itso Vegan, getting great food, Studio 21 Salons, it's check our reviews, hottest salon in DFW, and we're consistent and we're always there.
With all your ventures and businesses you got going on up there in Dallas, we only about 2.5 hours away from you, about 2 hours. Next time you get ready to have something, you want to have an appreciation day or something like that, we do radio remotes, you know what I'm saying? So we can come out and set up for you, you know what I'm saying, and provide a little entertainment and stuff like that for you. Just keep us in mind. Yeah, just
and matter of fact, she do have something. She got a signing. I'm not trying to plug us for that, but I know you have a signing.
Yeah, a book signing or something, right?
Yes, I have the book signing coming up, so I'm definitely going to be letting you guys know about that. I would love to have you guys present at whatever it is, but the book signing will be wonderful. So I'm just going to stay in loop with you guys, and you guys have been so gracious and wonderful. So I just hope that you guys are just blessed from this, all of your ventures and everything that you want to do. Just blessed.
And when exactly is the book signing?
It's April 30th at 8 p.m.
April 30th at 8 p.m.
And it's going to be held at your...
Itso Vegan.
Okay.
Itso Vegan. Okay, listen. So anyone that wants to attend that, if you look at the bottom of your screen, we have the address right there at the bottom for Itso Vegan out there in Grand Prairie, Texas.
And they can also RSVP at sexmagicfood.com.
You kind of already really addressed the question that I was going to ask, which is about hormone level impaction, with being a vegan and stuff like that. But when you started talking about the sex food, obviously it's going to affect some hormones. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's like
I will tell you, for men, you absolutely just do 2 weeks where you just do vegan food. It really does help significantly with the blood flow. And I can tell you that what I have been told is that everything down there, just feels, more powerful, more youthful. Things get, stronger, better because the blood flow is better. You don't have as much, because when you eat, whatever you're eating is actually going through your bloodstream as well.
Yes.
So, that is just, it just helps with all of that. And I can tell you that for a woman, on the woman side of things, it does help everything to taste better and to, it's just a great experience,
Right.
sensually.
Right. Understood. I think everybody get the gist of what you
Yeah,
said.
we get the gist of it without having to go. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like she's saying though, I want to really try that because I know I'm guilty of eating them late night meals. We watching the game, how we, sitting up eating all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we go to bed on it, and then you wake up the next morning and wonder why I don't feel like working out or doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm definitely guilty of it too. Like Heavy says, I mean, we grind very, very hard as well. We have different things outside of just the radio station that we run. That we do as well. So I'm usually not going to bed till about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And somewhere between 3:30 and 4, I'm in the refrigerator. I'm looking for a frozen pizza.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a piece of catfish, some French fries or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
dip
some chips.
Right. And so, like, for example, like if you like, there's all types. There's vegan cream cheese, and of course you get your spinach. You can still get your vegetable soup packet. You can still get your vegan mayo, and you can still make your spinach dips and stuff like that you want to have on hand. You can still have your chips. You can still have your sandwiches, but just put like, some vegan cheese, the mayo, sprouts, cucumbers, lettuce, tomato, load your sandwich up like that. You can still have regular bread with it. There's just kind of remix it, the things that that you're running for, just remix it in your refrigerator and have it there ready for you. And your body is going to get so used to having it that way that going back, let me tell you, that's going to be the hard part. You think it's hard starting, but going back, your body's like, we feel too good. I don't know. And after, in the first 2 weeks, my eyesight improved. I actually, like, my glasses weren't working properly, and I put them down. I was like, why is my eyesight changing? But it's just your blood is different. Your hormones are changing and things. So
how do you juggle branding all of those different brands?
Well, I would say the first things first is the people that you have with you and around you. And that's why I started off my tips for other entrepreneurs that are starting or hustlers that are starting, to make sure your circle is strong, or the people that you hire are strong, because that helps you to juggle going back and forth. So what I do is I make sure, like for the salon, because that was first, I made sure that I had a good salon manager in place. I made sure that I had a team that was ready to be everything that I said I wanted them to be. I made sure that I had, the people that were able to take the photography. I made sure that I had the energy first within that. And then you start to push your brand forward with all the energy behind it. Like, I never start pushing or branding or marketing something if I don't have solid energy behind me. So that helps me push forward Studio 21, marketing, making sure that they're still getting good reviews. Push forward Itso Vegan, because I have a good team behind me and I can stand out front. I can make those connections and I can make these claims because the team is there. And then with the book, the same thing. As long as I know that everybody's on schedule, we're doing what we're supposed to do, I can push forward. But the marketing, another thing about it is, like I said, your reputation and your relationships. I was doing makeup for celebrities when I worked for Fox and everything like that. And I met a lot of people. And the thing about it is that when you meet people, some people, they're celebrities, but they're not the people that are actually going to put you on, or they're not going to connect you with anything. They're just a celebrity. But when the
Kardashians,
yes, but when their assistant, the assistant is in there or something like that, and it's like you're chatting it up with the assistant and things like that, you make that connection before you know it. You're VIP at Wendy Williams thing, and you're meeting somebody else, and then before you know that, and then even with me doing makeup for the newscasters, you always have to be thinking as a hustler, like, I'm in this position right now, but what is this doing for me? Like, it has to be, I'm not just doing this for this $60 makeup job. Like, why am I doing this? So when you'll be doing makeup for, the people on the news, it's a relationship that you're building so that later on you can go ahead and you can say, hey, I really need help marketing this. Who should I get in contact with? Thank you so much for your help. I've always enjoyed working with you. So that's how you spread yourself out, market a lot of things. It starts behind you, then how you're making the relationships, and you can pretty much do anything.
I tell you, boy, we're going to learn some stuff today, boy. We're going to learn today.
I'm over here taking notes. You know what I'm saying? I got my little notepad up on the screen right here, and I'm typing. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking little notes on the side. You dig?
We had a few classes today.
Hey, I mean, hats off to you, and it's just it's wonderful to see something like this going on.
And I think it's great because I was just talking to some people about this. We as the hustlers that we are, we're underrepresented. All you see on TV is, this and that and things that don't really represent us. So I personally feel like it's important to be as loud as possible, So it's like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. So they have showing people, women that are like me, because you're not seeing that we're actually out here, but it's a lot of us, we're just not shown in media. So I appreciate platforms like this because there could be somebody listening being like, oh, well, I didn't know that women were out there really doing that and making moves. Yeah, we're working hard, we're out here. And you can join in, but it may look easy and may look pretty. It's hard, but it's rewarding. So, come join the party, but be ready to work and but that's what we need. We need those backbones. So come on, women, come on.
And I just wanted to say, again, thank you for coming on, to our platform. I mean, normally we do music and we're talking to artists that, that's in the entertainment business, but it's refreshing to get a different perspective and some different content, you know what I'm saying? And, we feel good about our movement, how we're moving, now. And also I want to give a special shout out to the Mr. Cleveland because it takes a strong man to sit and I ain't gonna say he's sitting. I mean, he probably got hands on somewhere, but I'm just saying to have your queen out in front of like me and Dino, we in front of me and be comfortable. You say you was married 20 years, so I want to commend you on that as well because we don't get enough of that as our tone people, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. So, and with being married, for just a message for the men and women out there that are married. I know there's a lot of things that people say about the way that it should be, but if you support your queen and everything, she will make you her king. And I mean that, like, literally there's nothing that she won't do for you as long as you're standing with her, beside her, around her. She'll put you on a pedestal and you'll never be able to be knocked down. So stand beside her if you want to keep her.
There you go. Hey, that sounds
happy wife, happy life. That's all. That's what she just said. Happy wife, happy life.
Yes, the motto I live by. There you go.
Yes, sir. But if anyone wants to get a hold of you, they want to contact you maybe for a business venture or catering or whatever the case may be, or follow you on social media, how would they go about doing that, ma'am?
Well, all of the, so itsovegan.com has a contact me on there. Sex Magic and Food has a contact me. Studio 21 Salons has a contact me, and I am the contact me. So no matter like where you go, or like if you go to our Instagram and you DM, I'm the one who's checking it. So it's all me. Like anywhere you find us, it's just coming back to me.
Well, hey, it has been a pleasure being able to sit and talk with you today, especially being that this is Women's History Month. Want to make sure that we spotlight the ladies out there that's on their grind. It's been a pleasure and an honor, and this would not be the last time that we talk to each other.
Nope. We're attached now.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, we appreciate you and have a great day, and we wish you all the success, ma'am.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
Thank you.
Man, what's good, dog? What's good?
Like I say, you got your education on.
Education, boy. Look at here.
I tell you.
I can't wait to get my hands on that book.
Yeah, I know, man. You tell you're gonna learn something today, man.
Yes,
well, hey, another great interview, bro. And look forward to seeing her in the future.
All right, so that's going to be it for today. Please make sure you follow KHUR Radio on all social media platforms at KHUR Radio. And if you like interviews and content like this, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Also, follow us on our official website at www.khurradio. Until next time, dog, we out.
Yerp.
It's KHUR, the Vault, the cure for urban.